Hello and welcome back to Pandemic Playground with Dave. We are starting a new journey today, and that is going to be surviving as a trader. Basically, can we survive off of economy bases for the most part? So let's get started. Alright, so when I'm saying surviving as a trader, I'm talking about trading for goods and doing some contracts with the economy bases. But of course, I added a few other mods in here to kind of help and make things worse. So briefly going over things, we do have abandoned settlements just to give the ability to scrap some bases if we need to get materials, because I do not plan on digging anything whatsoever, to be honest. We also made it difficult by adding eat, drink, sleep, and repeat. So that's why you see sleep, food, and water down on the bottom left. We did add a plant and cook so we can make a base and grow stuff at the same time. But with the economy bases, I think you should be able to use the vending machines and buy food if necessary. So we should be in decent hands there. So without further ado, let's see what the game save settings are for this scenario. Alright, for this scenario setting, we're going to go with a few mods here. Abandoned settlements with the modular encounter systems, only to give us a little bit more scrapability, meaning we can find these bases, get some scrap, sell it in the economy bases and things like that, just to give it a little bit of a helping hand. Maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. We'll see how it goes. Added, of course, some animated buttons and other blocks like cryopods or detectors, gyroscopes, cockpits, things like that. Nothing too game breaking. Added, of course, build vision, camera panning, easy inventory, of course, as always for me. The HUD modern fancy colors. And as mentioned before, eat, drink, sleep, repeat with the plant and cook. And of course, survival reborn spacewalk to make movement a little bit more difficult than the base game. And in terms of advanced settings, the only thing I prefer to do a lot of times just to speed gameplay up is to increase the character inventory size. Yes, it's a bit cheesy, but being able to grab like 10 middle grids at a time only, it's really annoying, and it just doesn't make for great content. But everything else we changed. We took out auto healing just in case there's any bugs with the eat, drink, sleep, repeat mod. And we got rid of random encounters because I think MEC will take care of all that. I don't know if it matters or not if I put cargo ships. We don't have any mods that deals with cargo ships, so maybe we should be able to put it on. We only have abandoned settlements, so it should be okay. And other things I turned off was the auto respawn and progression. So those are the things I don't like having on for the most part, but should be okay. And of course, we're going to leave economy and weather systems on to make it a little bit more difficult. So let's see if we can survive as a trader. All right, so let's just get started here. So of course, all the time, when I get started, I always leave the random first three things here: welder, grinder, drill, and then I place my blocks. So I like to situate them this way. And of course, everybody does it differently, but I like to situate that way. Yeah, my two here is generally piston, rotor, hinge, cargo conveyors, a small one as well, and some piping. So that's my basic setup there, and everything comes and goes in terms of what's after that. Right, so first things first, what we need to do, get into here. We got some food and everything like that, which is great. And emergency rations, sparkling water, clan cola. So some things to start with for now. But we just grab the GPS right here. Or coordinates, I should say. See what we have here. So we got a GPS ROMG station. Some conflict between two factions left a field of debris, and salvagers are plucking the fruits by selling their findings to a nearby station that now has their stock overflowing. If you're looking for goods, deals, or work, then this is the place to go. That literally sounds like a great place to be. So let's create the GPS marker and see how far this thing is. Hopefully it's on the ground and not too far. 20 kilometers. Ouch. So that is a bit far, but not too crazy. So let's not worry too much about that. So of course, obviously, in order to survive in this scenario, at the moment, we are gonna have to head out over there. But in order to head out over there, we are gonna have to turn this thing into an operational ship or rover. I'm thinking more rover than anything else. Unfortunately, we lost a bit of materials here because this landing gear got destroyed for whatever reasons. It should be okay. But let's strip this landing gear here first. And we probably want to strip this one as well. So let it hit the ground a bit, which is fine. And I don't like this opening, so we're gonna pretty much tear this all apart. Okay, so of course there is a bit of a thruster underneath, so that's something we can utilize. And let me just get all this in my inventory. Get this off. Take this. Scrap the timer, scrap the beacon. Scrap the parachute hatch. And scrap the small conveyor tube. Small conveyor junction. Anything in the small cargo container? Nope. So we'll scrap that as well. And we could kind of leave this as is. Other than that, we want to kind of situate the bottom as well. So we just add some blocks here. Nothing too crazy. We'll just weld up what we can. I don't think we can weld up all the ones that's in the back, but it should be okay. So we gotta actually get going as quickly as possible because we have limited ice. And like I said, we're not going to be able to dig. So we might run into a problem with that. Alright, so we gotta quickly make it to the economy base. Obviously, the best way and the quickest way to do it is fly. But don't really care to fly with the current setup because it's a little difficult to fly as it stands. So we're likely just gonna make some kind of rover-ish thing. So we're just gonna have to do it that way. But first things first, we gotta add the gyroscope. And if we want the animated one, I think it's the same cost. Yeah, it's the same cost. That's fine. We'll put the animated one here. And we'll put a seat and remote control in here. So that's something we need. So grab a seat. I wish I could make a cockpit or a seat, this type of seat, but I don't believe we can based on needing, I think, 2 displays or construction components, interior plates or motors we don't have. Can we make a seat? We have 1 display. Where would we get another display? I don't think we can get another display. I don't know where the first one came from. So, yeah, there's no way to do that. So we're not going to have to worry too much about that. Alright, that's fine. Okay, where did that display come from? Beacon, I think. Maybe. Alright, we'll put this here, the seat. And we'll put the remote control right inside. So we can put it right here. And that should be good. Of course, we need to add some wheels. So that's one thing we need to do now. Okay, so now this is where we're gonna have to teeter this thing a little bit so we can get each side equipped with some wheels. I think that should be more than enough height. Yep, that's perfect. That's all we needed. I'm gonna do the same on that side, but I think I did a little bit shorter on that side, but should be okay. Nope. We need a little bit more weight on that side. That should do it. Ooh, it's gonna hit pretty hard. That's not too bad. Get our wheels going. And there we go. Got our wheels. So that's all we needed. Now, we definitely don't have parts to weld up all the wheels. So that's the biggest piece to the puzzle. But we don't need that. What we really need to do is really lower the friction, because we're gonna make this into kind of like a skimmer. We could do a skimmer, but I don't feel like elevating too high and everything like that, so I'm gonna skip that for now because we need to get moving as quickly as possible. So we're gonna grab our thrusters from here, and we're gonna do these scientific ones. We can add a thruster right here, so that's our one that's gonna stop us or break us. And we have 4 thrusters to deal with, so that should be good. So we need one going forward as well, so we can add it right over here. Okay, so that's that. Everything else is good to go. I mean, we can shave the top off if we want to use steel plates. It is not the best looking thing up there, but it's not too bad either. I feel like I should reinforce this just a tiny bit. So we just put a regular block there. Regular square block. Instead of that, I mean, they're all the same really, because there's only one steel plate. But it does look a little out of place. Alright, so that's good. Food-wise, water-wise, sleep-wise, we're still good. We're not going to be able to weld up any of these things, so I'm not going to be worried about that anytime soon. There's a little worry back here, because everything here is busted from that landing gear problem we had experienced while we dropped down. But we can keep with the design back here if we need to. Just a tiny bit. I mean, this here is a little off, but sure, that's fine. We need 2 small steel tubes here and large steel tubes, which we can't make because 1, we're not digging, and 2, we don't have an assembler. We do have the survival kit, but that doesn't produce any of those stuff we just mentioned. So of course, we can weld up 1 suspension if we really wanted to. Which I'm okay with doing it on 1 for now. So let's just weld this one up. And then wheel-wise, we likely can't do anything about it because we need 3 large steel tubes. Large steel tubes are going to come from the thrusters, which we need, so that's another thing. So we can weld it up in terms of the materials itself. If we have it. It looks like we have more of the steel plates than we do for the construction components. And it looks like we just ran out of steel plates. Yep, we ran out of steel plates. So not much left. We could grab things off of this thing here and antenna because we don't really need it. Oh look, there's a small steel tube here, so we could weld up another one if we had to. So we want to go that way for the station, but we also have an unknown signal on this side. An unknown signal would be helpful to kind of upgrade the ship a bit too. So let's probably go there first. So the wheel wise, we want to reduce the friction so we can glide. So that's the more important part, really. Right, so let's connect to the remote control and see how this thing kind of maneuvers. And it maneuvers pretty fine. Yep, kind of skimmer-like, which is great. So let's just head over to this unknown signal. The good thing about this thing is that it's going to fly pretty fast or glide pretty fast. The problem that I have with this is it's going to kill the batteries a lot faster than I would like for it to do. But it should be okay. Hopefully the suspensions will suspend. Have some suspension, I should say. so we don't kind of break out things. A skimmer absolutely would be better because it's harder to break, but skimmers sometimes seem a little bit cheesy, so let's kind of avoid that for now. So we just keep it as a rover with some thrusters basically. And we just built everything without, you know, really making anything or producing anything, so this all kind of works out. It's just very, very fragile up front. Extremely fragile, I should say. So let's try to make our way, without going too fast, to the unknown signal, because flying with a jetpack, not very fun when you have the Survival Reborn mod on, because when you run out H2, your system doesn't refill all the way all at once like it does on vanilla. It takes some time to gather from the bottle and put it into your system. Alright, so we are getting very close to the unknown signal, but we do only have a few more seconds left, which is a little bit concerning right this moment, because we're still 1 kilometer away, and I don't know if we're going to run into anything in terms of a hill or something bumpy that's going to break us. Okay, so if we could just get to it and click the button, we should be good. Otherwise, it's going to blow up in our faces. We are getting very, very close. Let me get off of this thing and try to get to that button before it breaks. Oh, that just delayed everything. Oh, God. No. 10 seconds left. I just need to touch that button. Right there. Are we good? Ooh, just in time. Just in time. Alright, so I'm going to leave the default stuff here because I'm not going to duplicate it. I should really turn off spawning with these things here, but it's fine. Yeah, we just made it in a nick of time right there. Okay, so we got some more interior plates. But dying has put a significant dent in my sleep, food, and water, so that's a problem. But I guess that was worth it in some ways. It probably been a lot better if I didn't crash into it. So, we gotta deal with that in a second. The best thing about these things, the unknown signals, the parachute hatch. It does have a small steel tube. So using one of these small steel tube and grabbing one from the ore detector antenna, I think antenna, will allow us to weld up another suspension if we need to. Alright, so that's scrapping all of the unknown signal, which we need the parts anyways. And now we have to deal with all this food and water system. The only problem is that it's gonna be a bit difficult to drink. So that's gonna be fun. We can't make a cockpit because of the displays. We need 5, which we have none. So we have 2 actually. That's not too bad. So the problem is we're gonna have to drink with our helmet off. So let's kind of see what that's gonna look like briefly. Okay, so we're able to get some water up to 52 with some minor health issues. Obviously, you don't want to open your helmet in Mars, but it allows it here in some ways, so it's not instant death. So that's a good thing in this aspect. But of course, you running into an unknown signal causing you to die and respawn is another thing too. So let's just all ignore that. All right, so we're gonna have to eat our chips, which is not great, but we need it. And we got about 38 food. We do have rations too, but all right, I'm gonna risk one more chip. And I'll bring us to 68. Okay, so dying was not something we should have done. Sleep, we can get some rest from just sitting in the chair without operating it, so we should be okay. So I'll probably sit here for a little bit just to get that little rest that we need. Okay, so it's taking a lot longer than expected, so I'm gonna ignore that for now. Let's weld up this suspension right over here if we can. It was definitely, yep, it definitely was the antenna. We don't need the antenna. So now it's time to head 23 kilometers away so we can get to the first economy base. Okay, so we do have a problem. We do need the antenna. I actually thought we didn't need the antenna. That's unfortunate. So the antenna helps with the remote control. Even though I'm sitting right next to the remote control, it's not working. So we do need a little bit of an antenna. So, interesting fact. So we'll just sneak an antenna right in there. Get in the seat, control, and we're good to go. So we need to head that way. Alright, so let's just see how far we get. We need to cover 23 kilometers of ground. Are those rocks? Didn't want to get too close with the rover, which I think I am very close anyways, but I think those are rocks. Are they? Yeah, I think they are. What's interesting is that none of the abandoned settlements actually spawned that I'm aware of. Oh, there's something here. So it did spawn. So I was kind of close to one. But yeah, well, but yeah, are those rocks? It should be. Alright, more stations are popping up as we just are standing here. So that's a good thing. Alright, that's 3 kilometers away. So we still need to get, like, you know, situated before we venture on there. We should get to the first economy base to see what we're working with. Plus, there should be some beds so we can sleep there as well. But I really need to situation out the water and food situation. Yeah, these are rocks. There's some lights on there. It look like little bunkers and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to avoid it a little bit. Because I didn't know if it was an abandoned settlement that might have some turrets and weapons and things like that. So, okay, it looks like I'm climbing up a bit of a rocky mountain, which I should not be doing. But let's see if I can... Well, let's just continue on and hope for the best. Alright, so we are very close to this station, the economy base, and this is going to start what we are going to be working with. So we are about 7 meters away, which is good. we've been trying to save as much power as possible by turning dampeners off. We're running out of water soon, so I want to get to the vending machines to start filling up on all the stuff. We would have been perfectly fine if we didn't kind of killed ourselves early on. But oh wells. Alright, this station is really low to the ground. That's quite interesting. Alright, but we're gonna stay right here. And to kind of save power, we're gonna just say have our wheels with friction. And turn this thing off and park it. And that should save us some power, so we don't have to worry too much about it. I almost thought that was a door, so that would be too easy to get in, but we do have a jetpack, so we should be okay. Let's fly up and see what's here. So first things first, we do have an ATM here, and we do have some credits. I believe we had credits. I thought. Huh. I really thought I did pick up some credits. I guess not. It's fine. Yeah, let's get into the inside so we can situate ourselves a bit. So it looks like they open up pretty easily. Ooh, why did I close? Alright, there we go. We're in. So while we're in here, should be airtight, which is great. That's what we need. And we can easily drink some Clan Cola. Fill up on our needs here. Also get some food here with us as well. And there's an unknown signal drop right outside the door, so that's quite interesting. Alright, let's eat another food ration. Bring us up ever so slightly and get us some water. So sparkling water would do. Okay, so that's a lot of stuff we just used. So we could buy cosmic coffee and everything like that. Not sure what else we could do. But let's see. Where's the store? I don't like the vending machine too much. Contracts, we definitely gonna do some of those. But here's the store. Alright, so we can afford Clan Cola and cosmic coffee. I don't think there's food, so that's gonna be a problem. Where we don't have much food left. We do need stuff like stone or iron that we can use. So that's the problem, right? Don't have anything in terms of making food, which is not great. We could buy some water to situate ourselves a bit, so let's just buy 5, which is decent amount. I don't know if coffee is gonna do anything, but let's buy some coffee as well. Let's buy, do we want all 7 of these? Oh, they're expensive actually. Let's just buy 2 of these things, and we still have $7,000 left. Actually, if we buy all 5 of these, 7 total. Okay, we're running out of money now. The data pads are important, so we can see all that, but we need some like stone or ice and all that stuff too, so we can make rations. Otherwise, we're not gonna have food. So that is gonna be a little scary. I wonder if I can use a plant. There are kitchens here, I think. Can I use the kitchens? That would be nice if I could use the kitchens. Resting area. Here, kitchen. So we have kitchens here, but I wonder if we could use it to make food if we are able to collect food resources. We might not be able to. So I think we're gonna struggle a bit until we get situated in terms of getting food. Alright, for now I'm just gonna get into a bed. Borrow a bed, at least. Go to sleep. Rest up. Hopefully the vending machine or the store will cycle it may have some food for us, potentially. If not, oh well, there's not much we can do from here. We can sell stuff to get some more stuff if we need it, but we still are lacking on the things that we need, such as iron, so that's gonna have to wait. Okay, contracts, we could do contract search contracts. This can make us a little bit of money. Acquisition contracts would be quite easy to do if we actually have the stuff to do it, but we don't just yet, so that's a problem. Ooh, there's a lot of acquisitions too, so those would have been great. We're not going to do any missions yet because we're not situated just yet. If we're situated well, then I would do it. But because we're not, we're gonna have to kind of avoid doing any missions right now because we need food. That's gonna be our main problem. We could probably do some search missions, although search missions aren't the funnest of them all, but they should be decent. Should probably not use my jetpack to fly to it, but I don't think it's too far, so should be okay. Ow. Alright. No, don't fly away. Don't fly away. Don't fly away. Come back down. Come back down. Thank you. What you got here? Ooh, sensors. And thrusters. So that's going to help a bit with more materials. Looks like we got some space credit. Ooh, chips. Alright, we got some food. So thank you for whoever's sending these. We got kind of situated with that. So that's awesome. Alright, so let's see. We can use the ATM now because we have some credits. 972. 971. And we deposit to ourselves. Yep, we're good. Perfect. Okay, so I think the store is going to take some time to refresh. I think it takes like a whole day. Or the night cycle. So actually I should have added the mod where you sleep and recycles hours. Alright, so none of this we could do with, so that's a problem. Okay, let's just not worry too much about that. Let's hang out here really quickly and look at some data pads, I guess. So here's one. I think this is, yep, that's a different station. Wasn't a GPS marker all 7 of these that we bought for a decent price, I guess. Okay, so that's all of them. Well, there's 2 of the TFALs and GCTCs. So right now we are at the ROMG station, I think. Okay. So let's take the high point really quick. Let's see what we're working with. Right, so those are, I think, abandoned settlements, so I'm not worried about that just yet. All the data pads that we just bought. And all of these are super far away. So, great. The only one that's close is this GCTC, but that's like on the other side of this planet, of Mars. So one of 2 things we can do. We can do a mission or head back to those spots to see what's there and maybe collect and scavenge for stuff and trade back. That's a possibility. Although there's not much to trade right now, so that's another thing that's not that great. I do wonder if we could use the kitchens here. I doubt it. But we also need iron to start setting up somewhat of a base I wouldn't say nearby, or maybe we check out the abandoned base and actually make a base there. Although it is pretty far away, 8 kilometers away, back and forth. I think for now, we made it to the economy base. At least we now know what we can work with. And of course, we're gonna deal with the rest. I think next step, get some mats, establish a base. And honestly, I think I am gonna head over to this SVY V61 base to see what's there and see if we can maybe collect some more materials, trade, scavenge back here. Hopefully a Psycho sold this iron ingots in here, or some stone or something like that. Alright, so I hope you guys are enjoying this new series. And if you are, you guys know what to do. Hit that thumbs up, like the video, drop a comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.